There is a darkness coming, the kind that creeps in the shadows and waits patiently for good men to fall asleep. Malice, the first book in John Gwynne's The Faithful and the Fallen series, is not just a tale of war and prophecy, but a sprawling epic of fate and loyalty, vengeance and betrayal. From the first page to the last, Gwynne pulls readers into a rich world where swords clash and giants walk the land again. If you crave a story where hope flickers amid rising darkness and every character walks a knife's edge between ruin and redemption, then Malice is your next obsession. The land of the Banished Lands is not unfamiliar with war. It bears the scars of past bloodshed and ancient conflict. For years, peace has held, but the whispers of an ancient prophecy stir once more. This is a world shaped by the echoes of two celestial beings, Elyon and Azeroth. Elyon, the bright god of light and goodness, once battled Azeroth, the embodiment of evil and destruction. That battle ended, with Azeroth chained beyond the veil of this world. But as centuries pass, people begin to forget. Old warnings become legends, and then legends become myths. Until they begin to stir again, the prophecy is simple and terrifying. It speaks of a god war, a time when Azeroth will rise again and the world will bleed, when champions will be chosen to fight on either side. One to be the bright star, Elyon's champion. The other, the black sun, chosen by Azeroth. And when that day comes, kings and queens, warriors and children alike will be swept into a tide none can escape. At the heart of this storm is young Corban. He is just a blacksmith's apprentice living in the fortress city of Dun Carrig, part of the kingdom of Ardan. Like many young boys, Corban dreams of becoming a warrior, of honor and glory and doing great deeds. But he is also kind, loyal, and brave in ways that don't yet require a sword. We meet him on the cusp of manhood, unaware that his life will soon change forever. He is surrounded by friends and mentors who help shape him. His fierce but loving sister Cywin, his loyal hound Storm, the grizzled stablemaster Gar, and others in the court. The world around Corban is simmering with political intrigue. King Brennan of Ardan is one of the few rulers who still believes the ancient prophecies. He tries to prepare in secret, but his trust is hard-earned and his kingdom strained. Meanwhile, across the sea, the ambitious and ruthless king Nathair of Tenebril is on the rise. To many, Nathair is the perfect ruler, charming, skilled in battle, devout in his beliefs. But beneath the surface, something darker is growing. Within him, he too has heard the prophecy. He believes he is the bright star, the chosen one, and he will stop at nothing to fulfill what he sees as his divine destiny. But here lies the brilliance of Gwynne's world. Not everything is as it seems. Truth is a shifting thing. Heroes rise from unexpected places, and the one who believes himself righteous may in fact be walking the path of ruin. Corban's journey takes him far beyond the borders of his childhood home. After a betrayal shakes Ardan, he is forced to flee with a small group of allies. As they travel, Corban begins to experience strange visions and dreams. He starts to sense a deeper connection to the world's ancient powers. Creatures thought extinct, such as giant worms and dregs, are beginning to return. The earth itself seems to awaken. One of the most compelling parts of Malice is its ensemble cast. We don't just follow Corban, we step into the minds of several key characters, each with their own goals, flaws, and loyalties. There's Viradis, Nathair's closest friend and shieldman. Loyal to a fault, Viradis is caught between his love for his friend and the unease that Nathair may not be the hero he claims to be. His journey is one of slowly waking to truth, the kind of truth that shatters old bonds. Then there's Castell, a fierce warrior whose storyline is laced with themes of vengeance and honor. Castell is haunted by betrayal and driven by a need to reclaim what was taken from him. His tale runs parallel to Corban's, but is just as integral to the tapestry of war unfolding. We also meet Evnis, a nobleman who bends his knee to darker forces. His hunger for power leads him into pacts that taint his soul and set the stage for devastating betrayals. Evnis serves as a chilling reminder of how easily greed can be cloaked in righteousness. Gwynne builds his world layer by layer, from ancient stones humming with power to forests hiding ancient beasts. The Banished Lands feel alive. Every city, every sword, every whispered prophecy adds weight to the unfolding drama. And while magic exists, it is not the flashy kind. It is rare, tied to the gods, the land, and often to blood. It lurks beneath the surface, slowly rising like a tide. What makes Malice stand out in the fantasy genre is its emotional core, its heart. This is a coming-of-age story. Corban grows not just in strength, but in wisdom. He begins as a boy, dreaming of battle. But as the bodies fall and betrayal seeps into every corner, he begins to understand the cost of war. He must learn to lead, to fight, and to survive. He must understand the kind of man he wishes to become, not just with a sword, but with his heart. The novel builds tension slowly. It starts with hints and rumors. A missing scroll here, a suspicious death there. But as the pieces begin to fall into place, the pace quickens. War is no longer a distant threat. It is at the doorstep, and no one is safe. When giants return to the land, ancient, towering beings with grudges of their own, the balance of power shifts again. These aren't mindless beasts. They are sentient and steeped in their own histories. Some wish for peace, others seek vengeance. Their arrival reminds readers that this is a world that once burned, and it may burn again. As the book races toward its final chapters, loyalties are tested in the most brutal ways. Friends turn into enemies, allies fall, and Corban, once a boy of simple dreams, stands at the edge of something vast and terrifying. He does not yet fully understand the role he's meant to play. But there is no turning back. The ending is not a resolution. It is a beginning, a declaration that the true war has yet to begin. That Malice, the kind that turns good men into monsters, is creeping into every heart, and only those with the courage to stand in its way will shape the fate of the world. Gwynne does not shy away from pain. His world is brutal and often unfair. Characters you grow to love may fall. Battles are not always won by the righteous, but in this darkness, there is also light. Small, defiant moments of hope, a gesture of kindness, a loyal friend standing firm, a child choosing mercy over revenge. These flickers keep the story grounded and human. Malice is more than just another fantasy epic. It is a deeply layered tale about choice, about how power corrupts and how even prophecy can be twisted. It is about the battle inside every heart, between light and darkness, between truth and deception, and how, sometimes, the greatest heroes are the ones who never wanted to be. If you are a fan of Game of Thrones, The Wheel of Time, or the Stormlight Archive, you will find yourself right at home in the Banished Lands. But what sets Malice apart is its emotional resonance. Gwynne makes you care deeply for his characters. When they fight, you feel every blow. When they cry, you ache with them. And when they rise, against impossible odds, you cheer. This is the beginning of a grand saga, one filled with ancient beasts and sacred prophecies, with betrayals and friendships that span kingdoms, with quiet moments of humanity tucked between thunderous battles. And at the center of it all, a boy with a sword and a dog by his side, walking into a future that could save or doom the world. Malice is not just a story. It is a call to arms, an invitation to step into a world on the edge of chaos and discover what happens when destiny knocks on the door of the unlikeliest hero. You will not want to leave. You will hunger for the next chapter. And as the finals lines echo, one thing becomes clear. The war is only beginning. If you want to listen full audiobook for free, link in description.